Hello, I'm making this video for Sam Vaknin. I'm a huge fan of his videos. I have not read his books yet, but that's because I'm too lazy and I don't have the budget to buy a bunch of books on Amazon. But we can do a book swap if you want to. You can buy my book and I buy yours. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, I wrote a book on holistic health. That's really good. Yes, it contains everything. You know, the entire holistic healing foundation it contains. So, and that would be awesome. If my book would be read by everybody, that would be really, really awesome. I'm sorry, I'm in a very giddy mood right now. I don't even know where to get started with all of this, so I can feel like I'm gonna turn this video off, but I don't want to turn the video off. I don't want to constantly edit myself. So this is an ocean rock for mental health and calming the brain. Okay, so I wanted to make a calming video today. That was my goal. And then I just saw another video by Sam Vaknin, and it seems like what he wrote under someone's comment. Someone asked, so how do we deal with the situation? You know, the kind-hearted person getting bullied down by the callous society. So sort of, you know, I'm rephrasing this. And he wrote, by becoming a narcissist. Oh, this makes me laugh so much. I'm sorry, you know. No, I'm not sorry. I'm making a video. Okay. Paul is always in the kitchen. Okay, so while I'm making videos and being lazy. So I thought that was very funny, that answer. And I'm absolutely, the reason why it's so funny to me is because I know that you actually meant that. you actually meant that seriously. Yeah. So yeah, become a narcissist. Fit in with the narcissistic human ape species, you know. So is that what Friedrich Nietzsche taught us? No. Friedrich Nietzsche didn't say, yeah, we're halfway between ape and superhuman. That's not a problem. Just stay like that. Keep walking on the treadmill and adapt. If you are superhuman, if you are somewhere near that, you know, higher minded range, go back to the middle of that rope, of that tight rope that Zarathustra was talking about, you know, and stagnate some more, go do some more treadmilling so that you fit into society. No, that's not how it's gonna work. No, that's not how things are being moved forward. Okay, we want to move things forward, right? Forward, moving forward towards the horizon, over the ocean. Okay, that's what I want to see. That's what I want people to do. Okay, to move forward. I want to see people moving things forward. Donald Trump has been moving things forward. But I know Sam Vaknin doesn't like him, so You'll always see everyone who does something good as something bad. You know, if I'm good, it must be because I am full of myself. I must be virtue signaling. Alex Jones always, I must be thinking that I'm better than others, or that it's narcissistic for him. And the story, the drawer is closed. That's it. The narcissists. Everything is just explained with narcissism. That's not good of an effort to move things forward. It really isn't. There are a few people who really make an effort to make things better. Donald Trump is one of those people, and he's an amazing one. It's true, if we actually pay attention to what he has done. He ended the wars. He ended all wars, and he prevented a world war. I mean, if that isn't good enough for us, then I don't know what would be, He signed a very important animal rights bill into effect. No one else before him was willing or courageous enough to do it. So he signed an environmental protection bill into effect. No one before him did that, to protect our state parks. I mean, the list goes on and on and on endlessly about it. Do they talk about on the main news? No, of course not. They will not. They will not reveal that. You'll have to read news from Japan or China or Czechoslovakia, to get the whole picture of it. But that's the key here, That's where everyone has to make that effort on reading all the news sources. And watching everyone, listening to what everyone has to say about this. Google News has all the different news sources from the whole world. Read it. Don't gravitate immediately towards the corporate agenda, paid news sources. Also watch Alex Jones. I've watched many of his shows, and there's things I agree with. There are many things I don't agree with. And so we have to come to our own conclusions. But most people, whatever they see in the world, whatever is happening, sometimes not just news, which is something that was reported back to you, but if you see an actual scenario happening in front of you, different people will interpret that in a different way. Let me use an example. Let me use a real good example that actually happened. A girl was gang raped. I don't know where that was, somewhere in New York or something. And gang raped by Muslim men. A blonde girl. Horrific, happens all the time around the globe. And they killed her. They gang raped her repeatedly for hours, and then they killed her. They finished her off. It's just some snack for them, Those are real psychopaths. And another lady, an older lady, walked by. A white woman walked by and saw that, and naturally she can't help. She's completely outnumbered. She could not help that girl. So she immediately called the police. They didn't show up, so she waited and waited. And then finally a Somalian police officer, he wasn't even a citizen or anything. They just hired him because of Black Lives Matter, Antifa. And he actually had been involved in that raping. She didn't know. He comes to the scene. this time in uniform, and he shoots the woman who called the police, shoots her dead. So I talked about this many times before. I mean, the injustice of that is just so, it's just so unspeakable. There are no words for this, actually. I'm just trying to explain it as good as I can. And I had conversations, with people about this. And I had a woman friend from Canada, somewhere out there on the Canadian East Coast. There's a lot of Muslims living there, a lot of Iranians moved there. She's Iranian, but grew up in Canada, and she makes videos, and we talk because she's educated and intelligent, and I thought she's for justice. We talked about animal rights. She seemed to be on board with that. But then when I brought up the injustice that is done to animals from the hands of Muslim men, then she suddenly twisted it in her head. Because that's her religion, they can't do anything wrong, no matter how wrong they are. So I told her about that specific scenario with the girl, the gang raping, and the woman trying to help and being shot for it, shot dead. And also my brother, and made me real mad. My brother was also not willing to look at the whole picture of it. Real indoctrinated by the German news media, which are run by the Muslim agenda now, full force, okay? Question these things. Yeah. I cannot repeat this often enough. Question society. Question the fads. Question whatever is labeled as politically correct. You have to that's your responsibility, okay, as a citizen on this planet. Okay? That's your responsibility, all of you guys. Okay? And that girl, I'm not going to mention her name to protect her privacy, but I had a bad falling out with her over this, because that made me so freaking mad. This utter cognitive dissonance and disconnect from truth. This complete twisting of things in her mind to cater to her religion, which is her identity. Her ego has taken on the religion as her identity. That's her identity. Nothing, that thing cannot do anything wrong, no matter how wrong it is. That made me so mad. I couldn't stand it. I used the F word. And I felt sorry later on, I felt really bad because she has mental illness, and I felt really bad because I didn't help her at all with that anger outburst. That just makes her withdraw even more into her neurosis, into her identification. But I have feelings too, I'm not a completely healed, holistically healed on some kind of enlightenment platform or something. No, far from it. I get triggered all the time. I get angry. I deal with it. Hopefully, not by shouting at someone or throwing the pots from the stove, which happened. So, but by going into my room, and that's what I've been doing now for the last half a year or so. I have been paying very close attention to that. When I get triggered and I get mad, I go into my bedroom and I pound the shit out of my pillow. And there's a lot of people that I think about when I do it. Those are my pounding fantasy people. And they deserve it. And it's not voodoo, it's just dealing with it. for myself, okay, for my own holistic healing process. And I want other people to do the same instead of actually going for other people's throats, mentally or physically. And this entire, people need to start questioning their own identifications. You don't have to identify with a fad or some kind of religion or cult or political group or affiliation. Okay? You don't have to do it. You're an individual. You can stand on your own. Okay? You can bring peace to the world. You can bring productivity to the world. You can offer your thoughts, okay? You can also say, these are my thoughts, what are your thoughts on it? Maybe we can talk this through. Maybe you have something to contribute. Maybe we all have something to contribute to this conversation. Let's not make this a lopsided thing, okay? I welcome any kind of thoughts or any kind of rebuttal, any kind of criticism, if it's productive criticism, I welcome this on my channel. I want that to happen. I don't block someone because they tickled my ego the wrong way. That's not why I block people. The only reason why I block some people is because they're perpetually violent, verbally abusive. Those are the ones I block. Because they're not even receptive to what I have to say. Okay? So it won't even do any good. They're just disturbing factors in the conversation. They're just trolling any kind of conversation that is meaningful because they're still 10 years old in their minds. Okay? They haven't matured yet psychologically. So and drug abuse and alcohol abuse adds to that, for sure. It adds to people not growing psychologically. They stay stuck on a very infantile level, and that's very sad. That's very unfortunate. It shouldn't have to be that way. And it pisses everyone off, what I have to say, because the truth hurts. But why not look at the truth, and why not look at yourselves and say, I don't want to continue walking on this treadmill. I don't want to continue sabotaging myself anymore. Let me dive into that truth. Let me dive into my ego dissolution funnel. Sam Vaknin, you have not been in that ego dissolution funnel yet. You have not funneled yourself through it. No, you have not. Okay. You contribute important things to the world, but your personal psychological development, and you're probably going to sue me for this video, but sorry, I have no money. I can't serve. Is that? Let's take this opportunity now to face our issues. Let's take this opportunity now to have a real discussion on this and to show ourselves to the public. I got issues. I'm an open book. I show myself. I show my issues to everyone. Okay? And I show you how I deal with it. But most people, almost everyone around me, although also particularly the ones that think that they're on some kind of intellectual pedestal or academic achievement. Yeah, good for you, all of that. But if you're not diving into your ego dissolution funnels, then you're treadmilling. You're not moving forward. You will take every comment that you get, like Sam Vaknin has a lot of girl fans. Okay, a lot. and some of them are real hot chicks and young, and then his victim mentality, it's his old pain, will say, oh, she's there, he will insinuate something. She's just doing this because, she wants to hitchhike with him, or on his fame, or whatever. That it will boost her ego. It's just narcissism. What if it's not? Okay, what if that hot chick that came onto you, what if she's really in love with you? Like, so you missed your opportunity? Okay. Man, you're on your own with that, Then you can continue to complain and continue to say that Minnie Mouse is your only girlfriend. I see all of these things, man. Don't sabotage yourselves, people. Come on now. Come down from that pride. That pride pedestal. That's just self-sabotage, okay? So that's what I have to say here in this video. We need to go into our ego dissolution funnels. We need to go into our own minds. Every single person needs to go into their own minds, okay, and leave other people alone. Stop the struggling and the constant retaliation process. This mental chess. Like, she did this, now I have to. No. You go into your bedroom. You hit the mattress, you cry it out, you ask her what you really want from her. What do you really want from that chick? Okay, what do you really want? And then talk to her, say it out loud in your room. Talk to her. Say what you really want. What do you want from her? Okay. Do you want love? Yes, you do. Okay. You want mama. Okay. I'm not laughing about that. I want mama too, in a man form. Okay. I want the male mama. Okay. So we all want mama. Arjanov said, you marry your mother. Okay. That's the reality of. And it's not just neurotic. That's just, that's what we want, okay? If we haven't resolved our issues, then they will get projected onto the next mama that comes along. But that's why we have to go into the ego dissolution funnel, so that we can see that mama, in quotation marks, for who he or she actually is, for the person they are, and with their entire story of mama search and all of that, and hurt and pain and insecurities and the whole entire spectrum of mental illness and suffering and all of that. Okay. So it's the inwardness process that will bring us towards love, real compassion. Okay, you guys take care. Bye bye.